Hey guys, Sasha here. Thanks for joining me on this new video of mine. If you don't know me, my name is Sasha. I'm a stylist, I'm a personal shopper, I work in fashion and jewelry. But I would have to say that if someone were to ask me what my uh, real kind of passion is, it's timepieces. And I love to have fun chatting about timepieces with all of you. So, look, today I thought I would do something different. Today I'd like to do a comparison, cheap versus expensive. I say that with a laugh because $500 is not cheap, but we've become so desensitized over the last 5 years. So look, I've got the Hamilton KHAKI Field manual. This is a fantastic watch, one of my favorites in the collection, versus the $5,000 IWC Mark 20. Ridiculous, right? If you were to have asked me, 10 years ago, a Rolex was $5,000, roughly 10 years ago. So here we are. Is it worth your money spending 10 times for a watch that has so many similarities, aesthetically speaking? We're gonna find out. So join me on this comparison. Let's have fun. Can't wait. Okay guys, here we are. I've got the first watch, which is the Hamilton KHAKI Field manual wind. It's a fantastic watch. It's the best $500 that I've spent on a watch. That is for darn sure. Let's start with the dimensions. This watch has a 38mm case diameter. It's a 49 lug to lug. You can see that they're kind of a longer, slim lug. It has a 9.5mm case height, so keeping it super thin, like slips under a cuff with ease. I guess because of the manual movement, gives this watch the ability to be that trim. What do I love about this watch? I love its legibility. That's something that I feel over the years I've grown, or it's become something that's important to me. And this watch has it in spades. It's a super light watch. Obviously it's super light because it's on a NATO strap. It comes with a NATO strap. This particular one is one by Bark & Jack. I love the way this light gray contrasts against the black dial. Some little details, if you can see that, sorry for the focus, but a nice sign crown. You can see how slim that is, right? What do I think about the build quality? It's good. If you haven't owned any other watches of higher levels, you would just say that this is a fantastically built watch. Of course, it's not the highest level, and that's why you have a price that is much lower than a lot of its competitors. So, if anyone were to ask me about this watch and if I would recommend it, 1,000,000% yes. It's fantastic. I've actually convinced a couple of my friends to jump on board, and they love their watches. Another thing, if you can see here, look at that little domed sapphire crystal. Just a really nice touch. So look, that's just a quick outlook on this Hamilton KHAKI Field manual wind 38mm watch. I'm now going to compare it to my IWC and see what you get for 10 times the price, and if it's worth it to you. I guess you can only be the judge of that. But for me, look, if I had $500 to spend on a watch, I would be ecstatic with this watch. So there we go, and we'll now go over to the IWC. Okay guys, here we are with watch number 2, the IWC Mark 20. I think this was released in 2021. I bought this watch about a year and a half ago. Just looking at it actually right now, I've got to say, it reminds me how much I do love this watch. Let's get on with the measurements. The case diameter is 40, so a couple millimeters bigger than the Hamilton. The height is 10.9, I believe. The lug to lug is actually smaller at 47 or just over. The lug width, it has the same 20-meter lug width, so really easy to get straps for this watch. You may already have them. Now I will say, one of the cool details about the engineering of this watch is definitely this easy exchange strap system. I'm not a big changer of watch straps. I usually feel that whatever it comes with is probably the one you should wear it with. But this has become the kind of fun watch that I like to switch out straps with, and because I don't need a tool to do it with. This is an OEM black rubber strap by IWC. Here's another example of, it's another example of you're gonna have to pay a premium for those too. This is probably about $300 for a rubber strap. That's kind of insane considering that Hamilton watch was $500. So the first thing that when I look at this watch and why I love it more and more every time I look at it is definitely the legibility. It's a little bit more legible, I would say, the black, the white, super monochromatic. I love the simplicity. Same as the other Hamilton. This has a gorgeous, gorgeous, that's a bit of an understatement, but it has a signed screwed, yes, that's true. This is a screwed down crown. Hamilton has about, it has a 50-meter water resistance. This has 100, so you've got a little bit more, you would consider this a little bit more of an everyday, no worry, hassle-free watch. The finishing, it's better. It has more polish to it. But would you really think about it unless you had the two watches side by side? It has fantastic anti-reflective coating. So clean, for sure, so clean. I actually like this watch better on its rubber straps. The way I bought it was with a black leather one. They gave me a brown with white stitch leather, but then I bought a green rubber OEM, and then I realized how much I like it more with the rubber straps. I didn't go, you would pay an extra $1,000 for the metal bracelet. I just don't like the way that one looks. So there you have it, guys. 5,000 versus 500. What do you think? They're pretty damn close. I'll lay them side by side now, and we'll just have a quick conclusion to this video. You and your decision. Now, whether or not do I feel like it's worth it? Probably not. But I guess if money is no object, I would lean towards the IWC. Anyway, thank you every single one of you for joining me again.